Hello, everyone. We are 1UP Chinguacousy. My name is VR Kelly, and
my name is Rathushan.
Imagine if you walked into this space, and the second you came in, all you saw was no chairs, no tables, no computers, no screens, everything but two garbage cans. Two whole garbage cans, guys. That's what it feels like walking into our school's front foyer. We don't have anything in there. We don't have any seating. But at lunch, there's no one in the foyer. The second you walk through the hallways, everyone's there. Every single member of our team, almost 10 people, sit on the floor during the hallways at lunch, which means we cause a lot of safety problems because as you're walking through, you have about this much space, and when people's legs are sticking out, you're trying to walk between people, which doesn't really work. So to address this problem, we decided to create a solution that utilized our non-used front foyer space as well as taking people out of our front foyer.
So first, for the ideation process, we wanted to discuss things with our club, what problems that they see within the school. So after doing some persona surveys and understanding who actually uses the front foyer, so people who are coming back from field trips or going to field trips, so congregating there, or maybe arts night events, so people setting up stands or such, and then doing a school-wide survey and knowing what they want to see in the school for new changes. And then when we did the school-wide survey, we were able to get to the conclusion that 50% of the people in our school sit on the floor in the hallways, which is very not sanitary. I don't feel like it is. And 10% of people sit in the cafeteria, and another 10% sit in the library. And then when we asked the school body whether they wanted to see more benches, 85% of people said they did, and 10% said they didn't. And for the last part, this is some more brainstorming we did within our club. The top part, we did some more persona work and some more sketches for our benches and our planters.
So our solution was to create modular benches and modular planters that allowed our space to be used in any situation, whether it be for a dance practice where they need a large open space, or for a vendor booth at our arts nights during the year. Our benches are convertible, so they go straight from a bench to a full table size that allows people to sit at the benches, or the tables, depending on what they need. And we also have convertible planters that can either stay in one main form or they separate in half, which allows them to be pushed against the wall so that you can have a full open space. This is how our benches open up. So you're going to lift everything off the top bases, fold out the legs, and then there's a secondary unfolding where you fold out the second half of the legs to make the table wider and longer. This is where we would put things as home base in our foyer. So we want 3 benches, 2 at the auditorium wall and 1 against our display case, and at least 1 planter in the middle.
So on the financial side, the benches would cost approximately $300 for one that could suit for 3 people to sit on, and when we extend it out to a table, it would be able to hold 4 people. And then when it comes to the planter, it costs approximately $250 to create one, and it covers around 18 square feet. And ideally, we want around 3.
These are 3D renderings of what our front foyer would look like with everything implemented. Imagine everything gone, and that's what we usually see every morning as we walk in. But we would have our planters. Some of the benches in the back you can see are in the table form or in the bench form. Some challenges we might face are just working with timing. We plan to have our school community engaged in the project and building with us. So using our manufacturing classes or our robotics club to help build these components will bring people in, but it does mean that we have to work with their timelines. And the other challenge would be implementing all of these into our space because we do use the front foyer every day. But we can mitigate that by instead building things off-site and bringing them in, which would only take 1 evening to complete. Overall, implementing a bench, another bench, maybe a table, and a couple planters would take our front foyer space from somewhere where no one wants to be to a place where people are willing to gather and want to gather because of all the amenities that it offers, while also staying adaptable, which lets our school community remain vibrant and inclusive of everyone and all their needs. Thank you so much.
Thank you.